Back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Josh Taylor, Gene Collier here with you. Gene, I want to get back to that discussion we had just before the last break. We were talking about Joe Hayden, and I wanted to get into the subject of, after this New Orleans game, quite a few guys that showed some accountability. I thought Joe Hayden, who seemed really frustrated despite everything he did, trying to help that defense out. A couple of those pass interference calls. One was, I think, blatantly absolutely wrong. The other, a lot of people, will tell you one way or another. I think it's fallen down maybe more in the 50-50 range. But he came out and really, owned up to some of the things that he did in that game and said, look, I'm going to have to try to find a better way to defend without getting called for penalties, which I thought was really big on his part. Right. Juju Smith-Schuster also took a lot of responsibility as well through social media nonetheless, but still had some accountability of his own. Mike Tomlin praised him for that. Wanted to get your thoughts on this team, despite the issues that they've had, seeing guys at least own up for the mistakes that they've made, knowing that this season has been disappointing by whatever standard you want to use, but there are at least other guys that are coming out saying, you know what, we could be better, we're going to try to do this better next time.
Yeah, I mean, my view is that the more of these kind of players you have, the better off you are in the long run, and the Steelers certainly have them. Joe Hayden, in particular, and, one of the things that makes him stand out to me in terms of why he would get the Chief Award, Josh, is that not only will Joe stand there and talk to you and explain things, but he'll go out of his way to make you understand things when really all that's necessary for most of our purposes is some kind of stock answer, so we can get sound or video or what have you. But Joe Hayden will go the extra mile with you and really try to understand your question, understand what you want, and fill that need for you. And if this is my opportunity to thank him, I will.
Some might consider that to be a rather magnanimous thing. Some of us might think of it to be compassionate, but all the same, it's something that you definitely appreciate. Sure. Taking your phone calls, 412-575-2600 on the Borders and Borders hotline. Let's jump over there for a second. We will start with Al in Carrick. Al, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, I think that Cleveland's going to beat Baltimore because Mayfield wants to have a winning record.
I agree. Totally agree with that. I think that's the big motivation for Cleveland going into this game, is as I reapply my microphone here, but Baker Mayfield wanting to get that chance as #1 overall pick in a rookie season, Cleveland having a chance at a winning record. I think I projected them to win maybe 6 or 7 games. I did not see a winning record in this team's future. And the fact that they have a shot to play for one, I think that's motivation in and of itself. And you got a guy, Gene, in Baker Mayfield. He's a competitor. This guy likes to go out and win every game he plays, whether it's football or ping pong or tiddlywinks. This is a guy that wants to go out and win. So I actually agree with the sentiment. I think Cleveland could go into Baltimore and win this game. Your thoughts on Cleveland finishing off and doing the Steelers a favor?
Well, I like Baker Mayfield. I think he's done a really good job, and I think it's been a difficult circumstances. He's got to change it. He lost the head coach, the offensive coordinator, and he's gotten better as the season's gone on. He's of the AFC North quarterbacks. He has the second highest passer rating, second only to Ben. But I disagree with the caller. I mean, it's possible that Cleveland will win that game, but the Ravens want some things too.
That's true.
They're not going to. That's true. Browns aren't going to win because Baker Mayfield wants to. The Baltimore Ravens have a lot more riding on it. They're playing really well, and they're at home. I mean, if Cleveland were to win that game, that would be a major upset. But we see major upsets every week. It's possible, but it's not going to be because Baker Mayfield wants it.
To your point, we saw Cleveland beat Baltimore in Cleveland earlier this season. But Baltimore recently, the way they played defense, the way they went into L.A. and gave the Chargers just every bit of hard time. Phillip Rivers might have been the hottest quarterback in the league at that point before the Ravens came in and held them to 10 points. So the Ravens are starting to play really good defense at the hard time.
They're very impressive. I think the one thing that Steeler fans have going for them is that the Ravens are overdue to play an ordinary or not a very good game. The Browns seem to be gaining momentum. So, I mean, it's possible, but is it likely? No.
If you would have told me it would have been Lamar Jackson against Baker Mayfield to decide the Steelers' possible playoff hopes, I might have laughed at you. I would have never seen that coming, but that's exactly the scenario we have in place here. Let's go to John in Banksville. John, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Gentlemen, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Thanks.
Good. I want to change the subject a little bit and get your take on this and give you mine first. With the BCS playoffs coming up this weekend, 3 players each, 3 from Alabama and 3 from Clemson, failed the drug test, and there's question as if they're going to play or not. I think the Alabama guys have been possibly ruled out. It's not sure with the Clemson guys yet. But I think, for a multitude of reasons, I don't think they should play, no matter how good they are. Why have a drug test if you're not going to punish the people for the drug test? And the Notre Dame and Oklahoma people both came out clean, and I really, am wondering why they're even considered to play. I mean, maybe this is why Clemson and Alabama are so good every year. And I just wanted to get your take on it.
Appreciate the call. I was glad you asked this question because I actually had this discussion earlier today with somebody else about the positive drug test for the players from Clemson. The players from Alabama, I do believe, have been ruled out, Gene, if I'm not mistaken. But for the players from Clemson, I heard that same thing too, is, they're not sure if they'll play. If they're going to fail a drug test, why is it even in question? Should it be in question if they're failing PED tests to let these guys play? I mean, I imagine you'd figure someone of a higher authority should step in and say, no, you're not allowed to play.
Yes, until you remember that the higher authority is the NCAA.
There you go.
Which cannot manage a push card. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, this is why I'm so down on college football. It's so uneven all over the board. I mean, I don't know who you're going to see from one day to the next be, drug eligible, academically eligible. We have a bowl game today that's called after 7 minutes. I think everybody was glad to see it called.
Some
college
serious weather
football,
down
in
in
my
Dallas.
view, is, it's ridiculous.
As a very adamant college football fan, it is disheartening to see some of the things that happen the way they do, because you have an element that, from the excitement and entertainment standpoint, is as good as it gets as far as pure excitement of what you're going to see on a weekly basis.
Sure.
I think we agree on that. But there are some elements that kind of water that down or kind of cheapen it, and they ruin that aspect, because you do wonder who should be eligible to play, what coaches are breaking the rules, what boosters or athletic directors or players themselves are really following the rules properly, and it does kind of taint that aspect of it, and it does make you wonder whether or not you're getting the best, most pure product out there.
Yeah, it's a filthy thing, and it never gets cleaned up.
And I thought we were going to see something like that with college basketball. Is it really going to come that way?
It never gets cleaned up.
I don't have the faith to believe it's going to get changed.
No.
I really don't. And it's a sad, tragic thing. So for fans everywhere, if you feel disappointed about it, if you feel outraged, you should, because the actual authority that should be there seems like it fails to actually represent itself when it's necessary. Let's go to Marilyn and Munhall. Marilyn, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for calling in.
Happy holidays, gentlemen.
Happy holidays to you, too.
Even with James Conner playing on Sunday, what do you think the Steelers have to do to beat Cincinnati?
Hope Vontaze Burfict doesn't play. I'm kidding. Play better on offense, play better with the lead, finish the game off, and don't make stupid mistakes with the game on the line. That's it for me.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals really are a mess. They have nothing to play for. They don't seem
No Andy
to
Dalton.
know how to play. They don't. Driscoll's been the quarterback for 6 weeks now. Nothing is happening there for them. In other words, they're the perfect kind of team to come in here and beat the Steelers. But I don't think that'll happen. I think if there's one end of the equation that will be upheld, the Steelers will probably win that game. But I wouldn't guarantee it. I wouldn't.
There's something with this team about when things are actually, at its most dire is when they seem to show up the most, and when things are probably the most innocuous, or at least it doesn't seem to affect them that much at the time, that's when things tend to fall apart. So, of course, in true form, they'll be in this position with the backs against the wall, and they'll probably
And the Steelers have a couple injury questions, too, now. With
they
Vince
do.
Williams,
Sean Davis, Vince Williams are among them. James Conner, of course, being the most obvious. But, yeah, there's still some issues there, too.
Those defensive issues are no small thing. I mean, they're two starters and important players.
Absolutely. Got to take another break. We come back, we're taking more phone calls and tweets. See you in a minute.